Previously, Blade enrolled in the Hero Academy, but he could only use 15% of his power due to his deadly fight with the Demon Lord. While there, he made lots of new friends and got a few girls as waifus, but even with 15%, no one in the entire academy could beat Blade. So Ernest and Leo started a secret committee to plan on beating up the superorganism, but their plan failed every time they tried to gang up on Blade. So they got bored and dropped the idea of ever beating Blade in a fight. So the regular days began, and Blade and Ernest saw a few guys celebrating a girl's birthday, but Blade doesn't even know what birthday actually is. So Ernest asked Dion, and she told all the girls that Blade doesn't know when his own birthday is. All Dion knew was that Blade was found 17 years ago. So Maria asked about the day Blade was found, and Dion told her that day is on next month, so they thought of celebrating that day as Blade's birthday. And the girls wanted to give him a present he would like. Ernest thought of making a curry that Blade liked from the cafeteria. But Gil heard everything and thought of making a special curry for Blade. He gathered up the entire class and took them to the royal pantry under the royal castle. But the underground was no less than a world itself. Then suddenly the door shuts down and Gil told them they could only leave this place if they consumed 11.3 billion calories. This place has ingredients that are as old as a god, but the only thing is that the ingredients are dangerous, and Gil wants them to thin out their numbers. Blade was concerned because it takes a warrior-level person to handle those beasts, but others were pretty confident that they'll make it through this training. Everyone chose to go by old-school ways and Jessica was leading a beast to their trap, but it got his eyes set on Claire, so Maria brought out Mao and roasted it up to crisps. Whole class then created a whole place for their living. They made clothes out of leather and started planning out to expand their land and defense. Meanwhile Iona was making up tools for others. Then after a long hard day Blade was in the bath and their Ernest comes out to bathe with him together. She gets in naked beside Blade, but Blade didn't even sneak a peek at her. Their Ernest asked Blade about his childhood, so Blade tells her he was surviving every moment of his life since he knew it was like do or die. Their Ernest felt drawn towards Blade and had thought to take things further. But Claire stopped her from getting ahead. Then after a few days everyone were getting a bit more civilized, and until now by Iona's calculations, they had already consumed 47% of their target. Gil was impressed as usual and the things seemed easy going for them, so to spice things up he gives out the information on the ingredients they will be assigned to find out. Now first up is the mutant cabbage, so Ernest was about to fry it up but Sophie held her because they needed that raw. So everyone gangs up on that cabbage without Blade and surprisingly they even caught it. Then comes the boxing corn. Blade wanted to use his usual blade. But by the old customs he has to duke it out with fists. Blade was bad without blade so he wanted Sophie to take his place since she fight with her fists, but the bell had already rung. And the match begins without Blade's consent, but at the end something happened that neither Corn nor Blade wanted to discuss. Then they goes to harvest demon chilies. Those chilies were so spicy that even Iona cried out from the spice filled in the air. Then Maria and Ku went to collect some sunflower. But they were shooting unison ray from sunlight that burned them out, so Ma comes out and Ku helps her out for some revenge. Meanwhile, Blade and others were cautious to collect this carrot because it appeared normal, so when Blade tried to pull it out, the carrot started to cry foul that could burst anyone's eardrums. So suddenly Iona comes out and uproots the carrots and its scream killed whole trees and living things from the area, but at least they got their carrots and started heading back. And with that everyone was successful on their job, and Gil praised them for balancing the royal pantry's ecosystem. But he still had a final test for them. They got near a giant tree where Iona could sense high energy leaking out from it, and because the area is rich in nutrition, it's very likely the king of ingredients would reside in this place. There the king comes out, but Gil was enjoying this show from afar, but while everyone was getting ready to take it on, a bigger one showed up from behind. It was a behemoth, and even though it was behemoth, Gil gave them the thumbs up to fight it because the behemoth meat tastes even better than normal beast meat. So kids got encouraged to taste the meat, so Ernest took the lead and transformed into her demon form. They all attacked together, but the behemoth wasn't there. A few guys got injured yet Ernest and other strong contenders attacked it with their strongest move that made a huge blast, but there wasn't even a scratch on him. Then this time Behemoth was about to attack them and Leo builds up a barrier to repel his attack, so Ernest gives out her demon sword to Blade. But Mao reminds him he can't use his power more than 15%, and his sword move require more than 15%, but Blade had thought through and wanted to transfer his power to Mao. But to make it quick, Mao kisses Blade to take his energy into her quickly, then others got ready as well, and Iona brought out her big gun too. Then Sophie used her gravity magic and Iona blasts it out, which irritates the monster, and other gangs up on it while Blade and Mao gets ready. They combined their power and struck it down with a single slash, but it wore off our Blade that he took a breath on Mao's lap pillow, then Blade drifted out to take a nap, and after some time, Doctor told Blade that he could now use 18% of his powers thanks to all that training. Then he runs out to find others, but they gave Blade a big birthday surprise. They made Blade's birthday on the day he was discovered, and as a birthday gift, Ernest suggests this curry dish for him that he always eats at cafeteria. But it was all made of the ultimate ingredients they gathered, so Blade got emotional after eating it and felt blessed for the first time in his life that he was born. But episode 10 ends there, but if you want to watch more of this anime, please subscribe to the channel, because I am bringing out more newly aired or old anime on my channel, so please take care.